In 2012, guessing I was ranked number one in the country in about 2008, and I continued winning from 2009, 2010, 2011. I was winning all the national championships. I was traveling around the world and boxing, and I won the Olympic trials in 2012. During all of my traveling, I failed to report every time I left town. And with USADA, United States Anti-Doping Agency, they keep track of where you are at all times. If you leave the country and you don't tell them and they show up to your house to drug test you, that's a missed test. If you go to the movies and your phone's on silent and they try to contact you for a random drug test and you don't get back to them within the hour, that's a failure. 3 of those failures in 18 months, and you get suspended from boxing for a year. After I made the 2012 boxing team, I received my 3rd failure for leaving the country and not telling them. Although I went to fight in the world championships, where you literally get drug tested to be in. I failed to do my responsibilities to inform them that I was leaving the country. So I got my 3rd failure, got suspended and kicked off the Olympic team in 2012. And I've literally dedicated all of my life and time to go to the Olympics. So I didn't make a plan B. I had nothing to fall back on. And after being suspended, I lost my place in LA, and they just booked me back 1 ticket, said they'll mail all of my stuff eventually, and I had to come back to Kansas City, crashed on a friend's couch, and decided I wasn't sure if I was gonna box again, because I didn't want to be the guy who, dedicated his whole life to going to the Olympics, was on his way and got kicked off, and then be known as the guy who is going to the Olympics again because he messed up in 2012. So I didn't know if I was going to keep boxing and be known as the dude who failed to go to the Olympics, or be the guy who failed to go to the Olympics and quit boxing. So I had to deal with that decision. It took me a few months of being in a bad place to figure out which one of those people I'd rather be. And after about 4 months of a lot of drinking and being down and depressed, and having to explain the same story to everybody, and having to ignore every Olympic banner, every Olympics torch on a bus, I decided to get my life together, and I decided to chase the dream all over again. I just had to come to terms that my life was going to be pushed back 4 years. What jump-started that was I lost a bet. Timothy Bradley was going to fight Pacquiao for the first time. Timothy Bradley was a part-time vegan. So I made a bet with someone, and if Timothy Bradley won, I would do the 28-day Engine 2 vegan challenge, which Bradley won the fight. Controversial, but he won the fight, and I manned up for my bet, and I became a vegan for 28 days, but I didn't know that the diet entailed sobriety. So I had to stop drinking for 28 days as well. And it gave me a lot of clarity, and it made me realize that the path I was going in wasn't the one I wanted to be in the long run. So I had to make some changes. After the 28 days of being vegan, it made me stop drinking and realize a lot of things, and helped jumpstart my fitness. I'd gained a lot of weight in those few months, and I'd lost about 32 pounds in the 28 days. I felt clean, I felt fresh, I felt like a car who just got his oil changed, and I decided to continue the vegan lifestyle. Since then I started going back to the gym, I started hitting the bag, not really telling anybody if I was going to box again or not, because I wasn't 100% sure with that decision. And around maybe a few weeks after the Olympics, at that point I'd been suspended for about 6 or 7 months, I decided I was going to make my comeback, fight in nationals, and be ranked number 1 again. But I knew it was going to take a lot of sacrifice and a lot of mental strength to deal with, the mean comments online and the other people who didn't think I'd be able to bounce back, and being ridiculed for missing the 2012 Olympics. So I decided I was going to be a completely different person. So to do that, I would have to kill off my old self. So a year later, February 16th, on my half birthday in 2013, I legally changed my name from Lenroy Cameron Thompson Jr. to Cam F. Austin. And I threw a party, which I called my afterbirth day party. Had a bunch of people come out, celebrate the new life that I was going to begin, and mourn the death of the old me. I decided I wasn't going to let anything hold me back. I was going to do anything I ever wanted to do. I think a lot of people get stuck and trapped into boxes. You know, say, well, you're not the type of person to do this, or you don't look like a rapper, or you don't look like you should be a swimmer, or you don't look like, whatever the case may be. I think people should be able to follow their dreams and not let, normal, the normal behavior of what people expect you to be define what you are.